Good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody. What's going on? I don't know why I went with that. That's just what popped into my head. Very good to see you all. Thank you for being here. Who do we got? Summer, Rondo, Sebastian, Kyle, Delta, Chris, Robert, Akito, Postman, Cameron. What is going on, everybody? Very good to see you all. As I said, thanks for being here. We are 7 days away from the battle for Brooklyn. How crazy is that? Keto said, ready to sit through another stream and not get a gifted membership. You know the drill, man. Yeah, just what Postman said. Funny stuff. What's up, Bacon? Broke my controller. Haven't been able to play as much. Haven't been able to take advantage of the Brooklyn chess. Oh, I'm sorry, man. That's not fun at all. Well, the silver lining maybe is that they hinted that they're probably going to bring that thing, you know, the stretch goals thing back every season. So, like, probably towards the end of each season, they'll do like a stretch goals thing. So, presumably, that opportunity will come back around again to get some of the exotics, if that's the main thing you're looking at. But yeah, we'll see. How is everybody doing? As I said, we only got 1 week to go. I was actually curious, have they put anything in the news tab here? Modifiers. No. For some reason there's a thing about countdown. Countdown's new. As far as little weekly news bits to go through, there is a new bundle as of today. The Jaded Cowboy bundle right here. Looks like more Brooklyn theme prep stuff, kind of similar to this one that they did. I got the hoodie for this because I thought that was pretty cool with the sleeves. But, yeah, so we got that. And that's about it. Things are just kind of the calm before the storm, you know? We got our exotic from the Manhunt. It's pretty much just doing the last things like we're going to do in this stream. Chris with the 13-month member message. Thank you, dude. Can't wait for Brooklyn. It's just crazy that... Think about how much was different when they announced this DLC. Like, before we knew the name, before we knew it was going to be in Brooklyn, they announced it in April 2023. We didn't know Division 3 was going to be a thing. We still thought, but that was before Heartland got canceled. So much was different 2 years ago. And obviously some losses, some wins. We lost Heartland. We're getting Division 3. But this DLC has weathered the storm, and it's coming out in 7 days. That's pretty wild. Anyway, that was a long way of saying, Chris, thank you for being a member for 13 months. I'm rocking the less broken controller. There you go. Same old Maddie, how's it going? Hey, Sophia, how are you? Looking forward to your continuation of the Dark Sun Farming series? Definitely. Archer, yeah, I took my foot off the gas of those just a little bit. I was burning myself out, I think, by doing them in succession over and over and over. But there will be more. Absolutely. Why can't you see the DLC in the PlayStation Store? They're just not doing that wide of pre-orders. I linked a video at the top of the chat that I just put out at the top of the hour where I go over some of the pre-order stuff. Everybody's very concerned about there not being pre-orders out there. There's no pre-order bonus, so I don't think they have a huge incentive to really make a big pre-order push. That said, there are some starting to pop up. Best Buy has them listed for Xbox right now. I imagine by the end of the week there will be a few more, maybe even on the dedicated platforms or stores for the platforms. But yeah, pre-orders are just not a huge thing they're pushing for this. I'm going to butcher this name. Cannonballer? I know that's not it at all, but that's kind of a funny name. Anyway, thank you very much for the kind message. I appreciate it. Primate with the 35 months of being a member. Like the frickin' legend he is. No sleep till Brooklyn. Let's go indeed. Thank you so much, man. Trey with the 8 months. Good to see you, dude. I, of course, can't answer for anybody else, but I'm doing fantastic. Yeah, I'm doing great, Maddie. Hard not to be. Like I said, when we've got the DLC coming out that we've been waiting for 2 years. Feels pretty great. Are the outfits on constant rotation or do they appear randomly? I would say both of those are true. There is a rotation, like every week or 2 weeks, there's new stuff in there, but it is pretty random. I mean, they'll cycle in new stuff. Sometimes they'll bring back old stuff, so we'll just have to wait and see. I know the pre-order stuff is kind of funny because people complain about why are there paid outfits in the store and all this stuff. We shouldn't have to spend money. And then the moment they're not allowed to spend money early on a pre-order, they're like, what on earth is this? This is ridiculous. It's kind of funny. But we will be able to give them our money for the DLC. Don't worry. Python said, hey, Rogue, congrats to the 100K. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been insane. I mean, all of this stuff in succession, you know, the trip to Sweden, 100K, the DLC. It's been a busy few weeks, I will not lie, but thank you very much for that. Chris with the 5 gifted. Thank you so much, dude. As always, someone's got to do it before I leave the White House. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much, man. Going to Bacon, Headhunter, Peterson, Trash, and Stefan. 5 people coming over to Rogue Studios, courtesy of Chris. If you're here, Bacon already did. Please drop him a thank you. Very generous. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I need to go in and change. I'm trying to launch like the 100K revamp thing this week, and I need to change a few of the wordings in the membership tab. I don't know why I said that out loud. That's really just a thought for myself, but Chris, thank you. Mr. Nobody as well. 7 days to go. 102K subs and climbing. Indeed, man. It's wild. Thank you so much for the 10, man. That's very kind of you. I know, that's what's crazy. Like, already 102. It's actually almost at 103. It no longer shows you the, like, point whatever. But we're almost at 103. The DLC is going to be crazy. It's already been an insane year, and we're not even halfway through. Crazy stuff. Trey as well with the 1 gifted. Going to Weston C. Weston, welcome to Rogue Studios. Trey, thank you so much, man. If you're here, Weston, please drop Trey. Thank you in the chat. It's very kind of him. Chris, Nobody, Trey, thank you all so much for the love. Gadar, what's going on? Is it strange that we don't have a date for UB Forward yet? Do you think there will be one this year? It would be strange if they were doing one. I don't think they're going to do one, honestly. Especially in their latest investor call, they talked about how they're really just now figuring out what their main strategy is for the leftover Ubisoft company, the stuff that's not part of the new subsidiary, moving forward. And they also announced that all of their major IPs are being delayed, like the new games. So Ghost Recon, Assassin's Creed, all that stuff is being delayed to try and avoid the issues that Star Wars Outlaws and things like that had. So I don't think they're going to have any huge releases in the next 12 months, probably. And therefore, I don't think they would have a ton to show out of Forward. And so much is changing behind the scenes at the moment. So I don't think there will be one this year. At least not this summer. If they want to do one in the fall, they could do that. That's what they used to do a few years ago. So we'll see. Yuri as well. My goodness, guys. Seriously, I haven't stepped out of the White House. I'm just running around with 10 more gifted. Thank you so much. Going to Gremlin, DJ Zero Cool, Ashley, Chris, Skimpton, DJ, Leslie, Knox, and Will. 10 more people going to Rogue Studios. Thank you so much, man. Trying to hook Akito up. Akito at this point is like the greatest money launderer for me. I promise I don't employ him. I don't know him in real life. He's a fantastic person in our community. But this money scheme is insane. Of course, I'm kidding. But I genuinely believe that Akito has something in his settings that prevents him from getting a membership. Anyway, Yuri, thank you so much for the 10. That is very kind of you. Good Lord, you guys are the best. Again, Chris, nobody, Trey. You're right. Thank you, guys. All right. Let's get to it, shall we? People said, what are we going to do to prepare? I don't actually know. So, here's the thing. I need to, before next week, I got to spend all my points. If you didn't see that, spend all of your scavenging points before next week. They will be wiped and re-added. So anything you don't spend is wasted. Spend all your points. So I need to do that. If you can't tell by this screen, I don't run mules. I don't overcap or whatever, so I don't have any of that stuff. But I need to dump probably all of it into these two and then spend the rest in E-credits. So there's that. My exotic components, I'm not out. Where are those at? Down here. Nope. Here. They're a little bit lower than where I've been at, so I might want to farm a few components. And then, of course, we still have the stretch goals things. Last week's stream was all about trying to get one of the rare exotics, which we did not do. I can still go after this kind of on the side and see if we get any of those for kicks. So, yeah. Go do mules? No, thanks. I don't like mules. Never have since the start. That's why I never did one. But for those of you who do, you got another week to do them, so go ahead. How to fix backpack bug? Eric, any way you can be more specific, my friend? I'm not sure what you're referring to there. All right, so if we can target like Dark Zone prio objectives, then I could open DZ chests and try and get exotic components that way. I could also look for exotic rewards from these to get components. Well, that didn't help. Let's do one of these, just a short one. Federal Triangle. So yeah, this is mostly going to be a chill stream. I don't really know how long we're going to go or what we're going to do, but we're just chilling. We have 200 people hanging out, though. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it. We're also at 50 likes. Even if y'all haven't yet hit the like button and you want to help support, it very much does help throw this out in the algorithm and all that stuff. Detected. But I appreciate you hanging out. Next week's stream is, of course, going to be insane. I'm very curious to see how long the downtime is going to be for them to launch the DLC. If any of you were around back when Warlords came out, I want to say the game was down for an entire day for them to launch that. So I don't actually know if the game is going to go down on Monday, like earlier on Monday. I don't know if maybe they don't need a full day. I'm very curious to see what the deployment process is like. But the plan is, whenever the servers come back up, I want to go live pretty much whenever that is. Hopefully it's not in the middle of the night where I am, but we'll see. And yeah, that stream is going to be pretty crazy, probably. Incoming hostiles detected. I need to turn my modifiers turned off and turn them back on. There we go.
That's it, right?
Good Lord, what happened in the chat here? Clutch Clipper coming in with 20 gifted memberships. Thank you, my friend. That is incredibly kind. All right, 20 people going to King Chiles. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm sorry. Braxton Kev, Super Danny, Abisco Vapor, Artem, Sand, Krazik, Lazy, Jazz, Iron Man, Miss, Ruben, Oxy, Abdullah, Steffi, and Seth. 20 people coming over to Rogue Studios from Clutch. If you're here, please give them a thank you. Clutch, thank you so much for that. That is super kind of you. I said it right? Let's go. You never know. That's like probably the hardest part about streaming is trying to pronounce people's usernames right. Clutch again, man. That's super kind of you. Thank you very much. Alright, what did I miss in the chat before that? Headhunter said, anyone know when you can purchase the pre-order? They're probably not going to do very wide pre-orders. Most of the purchases will be on day one. But a few places have listed them so far, like Best Buy has Xbox pre-orders up. So, I imagine a few will open up throughout the week, and then the majority will just be on day one. Is there any way to remove the players' names above them so I can see the target past them? I don't think that's something you can disable. If I'm wrong, someone please correct me in the chat. But I don't know. No matter which backpack I put on, it goes back to the previous one. No matter which backpack I put on, it goes to the previous one. I don't know if I'm familiar with that that bug, Eric. Anyone in the chat, does that ring a bell for you? No matter which backpack I put on, it goes back to the previous one. That sounds like the cosmetic issue we used to have. Eric, is it by chance that you have something equipped in your cosmetic backpack slot, and then you're not seeing the gear thing? Because this will override a gear item look. Like if I have this backpack on, then no matter what I equip here, it's always going to show that one because this has priority. If you have something there, be sure to unequip that. If that's maybe the issue, I don't know. Yeah, again, Clutch, thank you so much for that. Limitless as well with the 12 months. Thank you, dude. 12 months, baby. Love what you're doing, man. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Trying my best. I mean, this DLC is going to be a test of my endurance. There's going to be a couple of long days covering all this. But I feel like I've been training for a release like this, you know? Anyway, Limitless, being a member for a year, thank you so much. Good old Best Buy, I know. Clutch said all good. Thank you, man. Oh, unless that was the Vapor. Sorry, I'm jumping in where I don't need to. ATM, thank you for the kind words. Yeah, let me know, Eric, if that fixes it. All right, so we did that one. Still no Dark Zone. Let's just do another open world. 2 territory controls shouldn't be too hard. Sorry, I had to adjust my mic there. But yeah, aside from like doing mules, if y'all are into that, is there anything that you guys are doing in the next week to get ready for Brooklyn? Any last season objectives you're trying to wrap up or any of that stuff? I don't think that's the right way. Okay. Clearly I haven't been here in a minute. Hey, McWayne, what's going on, man? Good to see you. How you doing, dude? Just trying to figure out where that ad was. Oh, right up here. Oh, that was sad. Mules are the only way to prep right now? Well, then it looks like I'm not prepping. Go and see the dit. Oh, nice, Chris. At MCM London to talk about the DLC. I would love to hear about how that goes. I don't know if you're in our Discord or over on Twitter. But I saw them post about that. And I doubt they're going to give any, like, huge reveals. But I'd certainly be very curious to know how that goes. Hope you enjoy it. What, is that this weekend? Here, I can just fast travel to that one. Is the journey tied to the season pass ending? Yes. Yeah, Armandi, there will be a new journey come next Tuesday. So if you have anything you want to finish up on this one, do it now. Finished Journey 7 last night. Your video helped a ton. Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. I was worried I was a little late on doing that, but then I figured people are going to keep doing this, you know, until the end of the season, so might as well throw it out there. Glad it helped. I feel like this is not actually the quickest way to get there. What's up, Forward 3? I'm doing well indeed, man. Hype for next week. How are you? Yeah, Dakota asked the question I was going to ask next. What kind of builds are people prepping for next week? Or are you just going to kind of get there and see what the vibes are? You have the one keychain I want in the game. Oh, the watches? Yeah. I'm right there with you while you try. I hope they do that in the future.
Incoming hostiles detected. Patrikios detected.
Someone's got to peek. Only the best build with Chameleon Striker. It's always a solid pick.
Hostile control point identified.
I'll try to post live updates. Solid. Chris, what's your Are you talking about live updates on Twitter? If so, you should, or you could just DM me your handle. I love to follow along, see what they're talking about. Okay, we did that. Give me some Dark Zone stuff, dude. Another one in Federal Triangle. Well, we didn't have to go far, did we? I need to turn on my modifiers. I work a lot, so playtime is limited. Your video helped me fast track. Happy to hear it, man. Let's turn these on. That looks all good. Really loving my refactor build at the moment. Nice. Yeah, I was saying in my Brooklyn DLC prep video that refactor might not be a bad choice to take in, because even though the new purple flame mechanic will decrease your armor, if you try and combat that with just armor kits, you're going to burn through them. So refactor could be solid just to pretty much stay healed up to whatever maximum you have, you know? Is this a blockade activity? Dude, I haven't done a blockade in probably years. I kind of want to do this just because I have no recollection of what even happens during it. This feels like an all-new activity to me. Initiate Scrambler override.
Moving up.
Oh, I thought I had I thought I had a ACS 12 on. I was holding the trigger down. Okay, here we go. I've been embarrassed on a blockade before. Akito, wasn't it you that sent me a clip of like you were doing a blockade and you got swarmed by like 50 ads? I kind of hope that happens to me right now.
System breach. 25% complete.
People asking about the global event. Unless I specifically want that kind of gameplay experience, which Reanimated is very fun, but I kind of find global events to be redundant nowadays with modifiers here. You tend to get more power for modifiers. I'm getting more season pass XP for the stretch goals, so I don't have a huge incentive to turn global events on, to be honest with you. I really hope in a Division 3 scenario, I feel like it would be cool to, like, if they were to go forward with this season modifiers thing, it'd be kind of cool to see global events go back to a Division 1 style, where it's like a week, well, they're week-long now, but I really liked in Division 1 how farming certain missions to get a lot of points was part of the flow. Not necessarily how you're competing against people, because that created issues with the leaderboards, but the idea of like trying to perfect an incursion run to get a lot of points, that was kind of fun to me. I'm sure not everybody loved it, but alright, what else am I missing in the chat? Nick Wayne said, I think I'll go into Brooklyn with my tank striker build. Striker's always, you know, it's reliable. No other way to put it.
The system has been breached.
Alright, we got that thing. This turned out to be not difficult at all. Don't these give you like a lot of XP too? I guess we'll see. What am I at now? I'm pretty much at a new level. Okay. Warning. Oh. I didn't know this happened. I like how I literally have not done a blockade in so long. Throw me a boss or something. There we go. Yeah, like half a level. That's not bad. What else is going on in the chat? Is it true that the new exotic mask Tinker will be the end of next season reward? Yes, they confirmed that on the stream. Sort of state, let me come back to that in just a second.
Objective available, agent.
That's the blockade that always bugs out for me. Well, apparently it didn't for me. I got lucky. Long time watcher of a YouTube post, first time tuning into a live stream. Los Brujos, hope I'm saying that correctly. If not, I apologize, but thank you so much for the kind words, and thank you for being here. Happy to have you. Are we going to be able to get the Lexington ever again? Yes. The dev said that they intend to bring it back, but currently we have no details on how or when. Face reveal when? Technically my face is already out there. I was in the 5th anniversary video last year that Ubisoft put out, but probably, well, I can't say too much right now, but maybe sooner than you think. I'll put it that way. What time does it come out on the 27th? We don't know. That was correct? Hell yeah. I'm getting names right today. People are asking what build am I thinking of taking in. My current plan is to do this one. Blue screen, ongoing directive memento. I feel like it'll work pretty darn well. Sort of said, hey Rogue, I'm trying to level up my expertise from 26 to 27, 28, but for some reason it won't let me. Sort of state, when you say that, do you mean like you're trying to upgrade an item to 26, 27, 28 and it won't let you? Or your actual expertise level? Because again, you can only level up an item as high as your expertise level is. So that number that's on the top left there, if that's only 25, then you're not going to be able to put anything to 26, 27, 28. Or are you saying you're trying to get the level overall up and it won't go for some reason? What's the exclamation mark I have in here? Oh, I probably just got a drop. Alright. Do we get any... Here we go. Extract 3 contaminated items. Is there a project? Oh, that's easy. Landmarks and contaminated supplies. Let's go to west. Matthew, what's going on? What's up, Malsite?
Access granted.
Tried grinding for that Regulus, but the 0.5% drop is bogus. Well, I personally am in favor of them keeping it more exclusive, but I do think the stretch goals thing is at least a good middle ground to give people some opportunity to try and get them. Go up and get one of these drops. I bought the Ultimate Edition when I started the game. Do I need to buy the DLC separately? Yes, you do.
Reception limited. Proximity coverage.
Wish the turmoil came back.
Incoming dark
Yeah,
drop.
I assume at some point it will, given they said they're also going to bring the Lexington back. They probably should come up with some kind of better way to do those items. The tough part is when you're going to make an item that's like a one-of-a-kind and like actually is pretty good. It's hard to make that a one-time thing because obviously we've seen people come back and they're like, I want to get that. So, yeah. Oh, I thought I was far back enough.
Toxin drop has been delivered. Contaminated gear detected. Detected. Location guarded by heavily armed hostiles.
I feel so unlucky. What happened, Joker? Or are you talking about the stretch goals caches?
Hostile hive detected. Now detecting contaminated gear. Claiming DZ drop. Contaminated gear detected.
Sorry, Postman, I think I missed what you're asking. But yeah, if it was about how long they're here, it should be until the season ends. Because this goes for another 6 days, so yeah. You got until the end of the season to keep going on the stretch goals. What do I need? A landmark? I can hit those two.
Detecting high threat enemy patrol.
What's up, Costas? You got any idea if our accounts are safe if accidentally the infinite caches? Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do anything with that. Because like you said, you can do it without meaning to. And that would be very difficult for them to try and sanction on. Plus, right before a DLC launch, I don't think they want the bad PR from doing that, so. Season pass level 268 and nothing. I'm sorry, my friend. They are rare. Is the DLC going to be multiplayer? Depends on what you mean. I mean, just like all other Division 2 content, you can play with up to 3 players. Like you can have 4-player groups for everything. Currently, there's no like multiplayer game mode that they've announced with it. If that's what you're asking about. Genuinely curious, what's got you most excited about the DLC? Probably the new missions in the story. Even though it's not quite what I expected or hoped for maybe from the beginning. As I said in my video, the devs teased while I was there that the further on you get in the DLC, there may be some big revelations that come out. So I'm just excited for them to be able to present a story in an actual new format, unlike the takeover missions that we've been used to and all that. So probably that. Kind of disappointed they're not following the story on the DLC. Yeah, so I was just touching on that. Again, I think maybe I should have worded my video better, because I think a lot of people took it a bit further than I intended. What is clearly not one-to-one is people's expectations were that this would directly, fully embrace the Keener, Calvin, Natalia conflict stuff. Like, that would be the main focus. And it's not, right? They said the focus is the Cleaner invasion. That said, that doesn't mean that there are no crossovers whatsoever. As I think I said in my video, I saw one cutscene in my time playing that was very interesting, that obviously I'm not going to spoil here, but you'll see it on Tuesday. And I only played 1/3 of the DLC, and they emphasized as we were playing, or as we were talking about it, that more things are going to reveal themselves. It's not that there's zero connection whatsoever to the main story. It's just that is not like the central focus, if that makes sense. Or the central premise, maybe is a better way to phrase it. But yeah, the one mission I got to play, the main mission, was super fun. Really excited to see where the other two were at, what they're all about. Just exploring a new map after all this time is going to be really fun. So, should be a good time. Kotlet, of course you can choose your own reward if you have something that you need more than other stuff. I think the thing that the majority of people spend in NSA Tech on is the reconstructed caches. Those are the ones that are Descent exclusive because they give you blueprints for named items that you otherwise aren't able to get blueprints for. So the reconstructed caches tend to be the main thing that people farm from there. I can see the chat's flying by right now. If I miss your question, as always, it's not intentional. Feel free to resend. Next week, I'm going to have to put a thing in the chat being like, I'm not going to be able to answer every question. I'm sure there's going to be so many things being asked, and I'm mostly going to be focusing on playing. So next week's stream will be a bit different than normal. Killing over the 11 months, man. Thank you so much. What's up, gang? Just popping in to say hi. Hope we're all excited for the DLC. Finally managed my first legendary last night. No clue how you do it so casually. I was sweating. Have a good stream. Thank you so much, man. Congrats on the first legendary. It's very funny because you can go from a state of being like, oh, this is so easy, to, oh, this is incredibly hard, very quickly. Like, small factors just like, team composition or positioning or spawn timings can play a huge role, So even run to run, things can feel very different. But that's awesome. Hope you enjoyed the legendary run. Answer all of us at once, exactly. I'm trying to. By the way, what's up, Fall? Good to see you. In one of the previews for the DLC, I swear it showed level 45. No, that was shade level. People were freaking out about that at the first thing, but that is shade level. The cap is staying at 40. Rogue, what are your cons about the DLC? I would say my cons about the DLC are size. Of course, I would have liked it to be a little bit bigger. I would say cons are currently there's no truly like replayable element of it. It's, you know, of course we're going to have a new map to go back and replay the open world of and stuff like that, but there's no game mode coming with it. There's no truly replayable elements that's going to hook us there long term. I would say those are two cons. But it's tough because, you know, everyone was saying there should be survival and all this stuff with the DLC. The problem is that they made a whole push the last like year to disconnect endgame replayable content from paid DLC with one endgame and with all that stuff. So if they were going to do a game mode or something, it probably would have made more sense to put it alongside Year 7 and have it be free for everybody. And of course, they've been a little bit tight-lipped on their Year 7 plan, so we'll see what exactly is going down there. But with Brooklyn itself, there's not coming any replayable game mode or anything like that.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. Now detecting contaminated gear. Contaminated gear detected.
Enemy on our flank.
Now detecting contaminated gear.
By the way, I got a ninja bike earlier, didn't I? Nice.
Landmark has been cleared.
It's a component right there. Oh, I should probably keep looking at these. Oh, it's extract. I thought I had a landmark one. Am I good on the project then? Yes. All right, let's go extract. I don't know why I'm addicted to this game. That's the question many of us have been asking for the last 9 years, man. But here we still are. Thoughts on the fastest or best way to gain expertise levels? Feel like I've been on level 13 for days. The agreed upon fastest way is mules. To do a mule character, get the shade points, invest that into a resource, and then use resources to level up your expertise. I never personally chose to do that way. My preferred method was to play Countdown, put on a build of gear that it was entirely non-proficient, so I was gaining levels on all these things passively while I played, and then I set my target loot to a category that I needed a lot of levels in. So like if I didn't have any levels on Hardwired, I'd pick that, pick up all the loot as junk, and then go in the expertise menu and donate it. That's the method I used to get to max level. But mules are considered the fastest way, and you only have a week left to do those because they're removing them on next Tuesday. So if you want to take advantage of that while they're here, be sure to do it. Do you typically like doing missions in Strongholds? I have a full list of the Stronghold mission, what the priority objective XP maps do. Oh, nice. I don't really. I would say that's probably my least played content. But certainly if you want to throw that info in the Discord, I'll probably save it just for future reference. What are you currently doing? I'm just doing general objectives, trying to get some stretch goals levels, trying to get some exotic components because I'm a little bit low on those. Just stockpiling for next week. What's up, Leonardo? Scale 1 to 10, how hyped are we for next week? I mean, of course, I got to say a 10. It's the Division's... I was going to say the Division 2, but really just the Division franchise's first big paid or just major content release in 5 years. As a fan, I'm stoked. How much is the DLC? It is $15 USD for the standard version, and then there's a deluxe version that's $10 more, but it just comes with a cosmetic outfit. It's no additional game content.
Helo will depart in 30 seconds.
Sounds good, Forward. Thank you. They are not removing expertise. They're removing the ability to do well, you can still make secondary characters, but you're no longer going to be able to do those and get like a huge free amount of scavenging points to spend. They're getting rid of that component, and scavenging points will now be global for your account and not individual per character. Next week is going to be fire, new DLC. 18th birthday. Piotr, happy early birthday, man. That's awesome. That should be a very fun week indeed.
Finishing extraction.
All right, we got that done.
Kilo is headed back.
Oh god, I had to do 3 contaminated items. I didn't do 3. Well, that was dumb. Okay. Let's then do, I need to do extract in the other zones. We'll go to a different one. That's funny. Does Ubisoft Plus get the DLC? I don't know, Gavin. That's a good question, but I don't know, unfortunately. Did already... Oh. Right, we go to south, I guess.
Dark zone drop available. Safe
More
area
DZ
entered.
drops.
Safe area detected.
Do I have to buy the DLC to access the Battle Pass now?
Hostiles guard.
No.
Precision range
With the one in-game change they made last year, everybody who just owns the base Division 2 game can participate in all seasons and endgame content without owning DLC. So the season stuff and Battle Passes will remain independent from DLC ownership. Even though the map size won't be as large, if it's anything like Wony, it'll be a blast just to traverse the map. Oh, 100%. Yeah, I fully agree with you. And from what I was able to play in the demo, everything is super
hostiles.
condensed. Doesn't sound like the right word, but like there's a ton of little nooks and crannies to explore and little secrets. Like I remember I left the bridge and I was heading towards the first world mission, and my plan was to just beeline it because we only had 2 hours to play. So I'm like, I need to try and get through all the stuff that I can. But then, like, along the way, Anna popped up and was like,
Contaminated gear detected.
I forget what she said, but she notified me that there was, like, something on a nearby rooftop that she was scanning. And so I went up there. There was, like, a dead body. I took a key card off it. There was, like, a little puzzle to figure out up there. I tried for, like, a second, then I left because I didn't have time. But there's going to be a ton of things to explore within the map. Obviously, 8 new Hunter riddles they've announced. Like, that's going to be awesome. So, yes, there will be a lot to do in the new space.
Claiming DC drop. Immediate medical assistance needed.
Oh, that definitely almost killed me. Just slapped in general. Cool. I'll save it later. Thank you, man. Hello. Oh, I actually need to extract these things. I keep forgetting.
Dark zone drop expired.
We'll run this one on our way. That done. Did you try the upcoming pecan on the PTS? I did. It was fun. I wouldn't say it's like wildly strong or anything, but it was fun. But they did say they were buffing it in the recent dev notes from the PTS, so the pecan will be even stronger once we get it in the live game. I imagine it'll be pretty solid. I mean, the RPK right now I think is the best LMG for burst damage. And so if you remove the need to reload for long periods of time like that, that could be pretty darn good.
Contaminated gear detected. Incoming hostiles detected.
How do people even figure out the hunter puzzles? A lot of collaboration, a lot of work goes into it. There is a Division 2 Secrets Discord where they, like, I believe are normally the first ones to crack that stuff because they're all just looking for it specifically. I joined it a few weeks ago because I was like, I should probably be in here before the DLC launch, so encourage you to check them out. But yeah, some people are just crazy with that stuff.
Status. Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Red Reddington. I was at Paddington. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it.
Contaminated gear. Now detecting contaminated gear.
There we go. Grab this and extract.
Landmark has been cleared. Enemy patrol detected.
Screw you! Helo on the way.
Extraction called for.
I keep hearing pecan. Either or, you know. That would have been funny if they renamed it to that. Oh my goodness.
It's all going down. See you, tough. Burn, baby, burn.
Contaminated gear detected.
Ain't tied for the fall.
Nice try, dude. I just don't see the point of locking any gear behind content at this stage of the game's life. Well, I mean, I think, in my opinion, a good middle ground is them adding into the dark zones. Yes, the drop chance is super low, as I know myself, but it means that you have an option if you're not willing to go and do the original content like the raids. But I'm sure my opinion on gear exclusivity is not a popular one. That's just my, as someone with a background of MMOs and World of Warcraft where I grinded rare stuff for months that I saw other people wearing and I was like, that's cool, I want to go get it. I just like that kind of grind personally, but I know a lot of people don't, so. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Love your videos, bud. NYFL, thank you very much.
Archer in 30 seconds.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. How many people do we got in here? 300 people hanging out watching the stream. Thank you all for being here. I know this is a bit more of a
We're outbound in 15
laid back and aimless stream today, but we're having fun. Alright, we got that done. PvP. DZ South activity. Perfect, I'm already here.
Enemy patrol detected.
What's going on, Retro? Leonard, I've not experienced that myself. What platform are you on? Revenite, how's it going? I'm doing fantastic. Blue screen is underrated. It's catching on now. I think people are realizing that it's good. I mean, I myself at one point did not realize how good it was until a few months ago.
Incoming hostiles detected.
Laid back and aimless story of my life. Good lord. What's up, Michael? Watch your videos, I like them, thank you. What keeps you playing? Is it the game, the gunplay? Yeah, I mean, simply put, I've just never found a game that I find more fun to play than The Division 2. So, I was a fan of like online MMO type games before The Division. I played World of Warcraft for years, and then Destiny 1 up until Division came out, so I was already a fan of this kind of infrastructure of game. But yeah, the fact that it's third person, the fact that there's open world PvP elements like in the Dark Zone here, and the fact that it was just super fun, that's what sold me. And there's not been another game that's came out that does the same thing, so here I am.
Now detecting contaminated gear. Contaminated gear detected. Landmark has been cleared.
Clear another landmark. Can do. I should go do it in East to get more progress on that weekly. Speaking of DZ Rogue, I have this problem where, well, in any of the DZs... Oh, I need agent kills, don't I? It's your unlucky day, whoever's up here. While in the DZ, if an agent goes rogue near me, my frames drop like a rock and they don't take any damage when I shoot them. Are you on... What platform are you on, Akito? Are you on PC? That sounds like a lag switch thing to me. But I've not experienced that personally. Okay, he just gave up.
Striker drone detected. Serious trauma detected.
Get back out! Yes, you were! No!
I doubt they're gonna come back, but I'm just waiting to see.
Now detecting contaminated gear. Incoming hostiles.
Might as well kill the boss, I guess.
Not waste ammo.
Contaminated gear detected.
Done with that.
Landmark cleared.
Blue screen with Umbra in the DZ actually hits hard.
Activated.
Oh, I forgot I could do any landmark. Dang it. We'll do this, though, for an exotic. 3 summit floors. Blue screen with Umbra in the DZ hits hard and pseudo suppresses agents as they can't blindly charge at you while you're sending bullets downrange at a safe distance. I need to try blue screen in PvP. I've heard a lot of people say that. In my mind, it wouldn't work fantastic just because of the how you have to build all the stacks up. But I should try it. How many DZ things do I have? Ooh, I could buy an exotic cache.
Thing. Take a look.
I'm on Steam, but Ubisoft still forces you to use their client. I believe that's just how they have it set up, Leonard. Or wait, did you have a prior? Let's see. I'm trying to find what your original question was. Oh, crashing. Right. I'm on Steam, but Ubisoft still forces you to use their client. I tried reinstalling. So are you like, is your issue that you're just trying to avoid UB completely, or UB Connect? Or are you like having crashes in the game? I don't think there's a way to bypass having Connect be part of the flow. I think that's just how they've designed it. To the best of my knowledge. I don't play on PC that much though, so someone might have more info than me. Second time trying to play Jefferson Plaza and it's bugged. Bugged in what way? Would you like the Division 3 gear system to be like Division 1 pre-classified? I'd rather they take another swing at it completely and take the best of what worked from Division 1 and 2 and make a new system. But I don't think making it just like the old system is necessarily the way to go. Take care, Malsite. See you around, man. Thank you for jumping in as always. How come when I go to the DZ just to farm their sons of players, when I go and want some PvP, I can't find anyone? That will forever be the paradox of the DZ. Unfortunately. I'm asking, you're not replying. So many biased replies. I missed your question, my friend. Feel free to resend. Now we can buy these out of cash.
It's very good to see you. Good dealing with you.
What's going on, Super Wide? I see people asking about the hat. This is a grant they did back in year 1. It was a promotional thing. Like, you could actually buy this in real life from the New Era brand. But there's no way to get it anymore, I'm afraid. It was pretty cool. I tried to find a real life version of this recently because I think someone was wearing it when I was over at Massive in Sweden, but they're all sold out. You have to shell out like $100 on eBay or something. Summit is the next deal. I should also do this while I'm at it. Get my XP there. We're getting those levels up. I kind of want to run. I want to run with the streak again just for fun. Cool. Oh, I could do countdown too. I actually need pieces. We might do that later.
We need you to secure a skyscraper. This may take a while. Help you clear
The issue
your
is that I'm
schedule.
crashing anywhere up to 30 minutes in game randomly since Monday. Haven't been able to find a solution. I wish I had something more specific I could suggest. Have you tried looking on the game's Reddit and Discord servers to see if anyone is experiencing similar problems? That's normally what I would recommend first, because sometimes if it's like a recent issue, people might have found workarounds. You could also try reaching out to Ubisoft support and explain your issue there. They're not always the most helpful, but sometimes they are known to have some solutions. Put my Scorpio back on if we're going against rogues.
This is for your own good, Agent!
One down. Two down.
Rogue agent eliminated. Hostile striker drone detected.
Helios in the house. What's up, man? Think I should try Discord. Haven't seen anything online that's worked. Gotcha. I'm sorry to hear that. If I hear anything, I will try and let you know. I don't know if you're in our Discord server or not.
Assault drone
But I know that stuff can definitely be annoying. That's part of why, even though I'm at a disadvantage in terms of performance and stuff, that's kind of why I like console. Because we never have these issues. Like, you can kind of just play and not have to think about maintenance and performance issues and all that stuff. Good morning to yourself, Steve. How you doing? What's up, Peter? No need to apologize, man. As always, happy to see you. Just try another search. Remember that there was a recent NVIDIA graphics driver update. Got to roll it back. That could very well do it. And that's what I'm talking about, man. Trying to keep track of all that stuff will just fry my brain. But I hope that solves it for you.
Supposed to be easy.
Is Elmo's better than the Striga? Yes. Yeah. Pretty much in all cases it is. I just think the Striga is fun. The Striga is not bad. Just because one thing is better doesn't mean the other thing is bad. But the Striga is not as universally good as Elmo's is.
Immediate medical assistance needed. EMP jammer destroyed.
You don't get to run from me. During the recruiter mission, Johnson says to Birdie, you know who we were up against? What does he mean by that? During the recruiter mission, he says to Birdie. I don't know. He could be referring to some of the Cabal stuff that we learned about later on. Maybe Natalia maybe there's other Cabal around the world that she finds threatening to her idea of a safe world. I don't fully know though. Maybe someone else has better input on that. I feel like I've been missing a lot of stuff in the chat here. Rogue family, what's going on, man? As a new player, what should I be doing to prepare for the new season? Well, welcome, Ritz Cracker. Hope you're enjoying. Or just Ritz Crack. The first question is, are you at level 40? If not, that is the main thing to prepare, is get to the end game. After that, I would say just start putting together a few different builds. Build out your recal and optimization library and all that stuff. Truthfully, as a new player, there's not like too much different you need to do to prepare for this DLC specifically compared to just general in-game progression. Like, you'll be ready for the DLC when you're ready for it. But yeah, I would say start building up your arsenal a little bit. Get those things saved in the library. Yeah. With the new upcoming season being more focused towards towards players, I assume you mean new players.
Priority objective
Are you afraid
available.
I can't talk. Let's start over. With the upcoming season being more focused towards new players, are you afraid that the developers will look the other way on veteran players? What do you mean specifically by saying that the new season is catered towards new players? Because I have thoughts, but I'm curious what you mean by that. Or what you're referring to. Regular credits aren't shared among characters, right? Correct. Xbox is doing internal test to add Steam to the Microsoft Store. Oh, really? That would be crazy. That's actually super interesting. Is that why Nat is so focused on capturing the White House? Could be. I mean, her baseline goal is to just take control, take legit, like, when I say legitimate, I mean like law-based control of the country, right? She wanted to install... Okay, we're done with the thing, but I kind of want to complete floor 100 now. She wants to become the legitimate power in the country. So that's her first objective, but maybe she's worried that if she doesn't do that, some of the other cabal could take over. I don't know. Spawn camp. Well, that was easy. They finally fixed the lighting on this floor. Looks a lot better. Oh, and there's like... Maybe I just haven't been here in a while. I don't remember there being sound effects from the floor glitch. That's cool. But maybe that was always there. What's your summit build? Sorry, as I'm looking through the chat, this is it right here. Do you run Legendary Summit at all? Not frequently, but I kind of want to more. Yes, I am right now, Camille. What's up, Green? I was grinding yesterday for some Riker tactical assessments and dropped a memento. No clue what to do with it. Save it. If you're not going to use it right away, save it. It's a really good solo player exotic. I use it on a lot of my builds. Like, for example, this is what I plan to bring into the DLC on day 1. It's got the memento on there. It's a solid piece for sure. Sartaj, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. I don't know what your question is. You said before I wasn't answering your question, but I don't... Are you just asking if that build is good? Looks solid to me, but I don't know what you're asking. Hermes with the $20 super chat. Thank you, dude. Spent the last 20 minutes trying to make a super chat shitpost, but it won't send. Damn you, YouTube. YouTube be YouTubing. Well, regardless, thank you, man. As always, that's incredibly kind of you. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. He said, oh, but that one sends. That's funny. Well, I'm ready for your deep philosophical questions that you seem to have ready for me every week. But thank you, seriously, man. I appreciate it. By the way, folks, we have 350 people hanging out watching the stream. I appreciate you all being here. If you have not already and you want to help support, hitting the like button very much does so. We're at about 170 likes, coming up on 200. I'm going to swap out and run blue screen with... We'll put this on. Yeah. I don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to try this. Not before seeing what is happening in the chat, though. My goodness, people. Good lord. Thank you, guys. First, we have Control-Alt-Defeat coming in with 5 gifted. Going to Dark Krydos, Los Brujos Gavin, Rich the Sith, and Mindfunk. 5 people coming to Rogue Studios. Thank you very much, Control Alt Defeat. If y'all are here that I just shouted out, please give them a thank you in the chat. And then Hermes coming in with a 20 gifted memberships. Going to Neostar Michael, Discarded, Addy, Ringfinger, Kyle, Playa, Nev, Adrienne, hope I'm saying that right, Uniform, Travels, Bestie, Cameron, Zero, Haragon, I'm probably saying all these wrong, Todd, Head of Gold, Chris, Michael, and Fall Damage. Good lord. The double up from Control Alt Defeat and Hermes. Thank you both very much for your generosity, guys. You know I appreciate it. Those 25 people that just got gifted Rogue Studios memberships, you know, have badges by your names. You got the emotes you can use here in the live chats and on the video comments. And if you join our Discord server and link your YouTube account, you'll get special access on there as well. Thank you guys again. Very kind. Are you ready to see me now get wiped by the hunters? That's the appreciation you get. Is I just get absolutely smoked by these guys. But I'll try my best not to. All right, let's get it.
System curtailed.
Retro, I see you commented on that discussion. Let me read it once I'm done with these guys. Oh, he's pushing up behind me. I forgot that they were not that tanky when you're by yourself. Oh no, the turret! Jump over, jump over, jump over. Good lord, that thing hurt. Oh, well. It was going better before that. Oh, I have to redo the whole floor. I forgot. All right. Retro said the developers stated that they want to make it easier for newer players and everything, but veteran players have to wait years or months for new content. I think it's kind of a tough balance, right? The reality is that people who are new to these types of games are always going to have more to do than veteran players do, right? Because they get to benefit from all of the content that's been released over the years that we've already had and played through, right? So you can never truly get rid of that imbalance. Newer players are always going to have more experiences to get into. I don't know specifically with this new season if they're doing a whole lot that benefits new players over veterans. I feel like, if anything, the last year of content has benefited newer players more with them taking the time to do stuff like one endgame and things like that. But specifically with Brooklyn, I mean, that benefits everybody, right? That's new stuff to dive into. The other part of it, though, is that once those newer players get to the endgame and they kind of have done everything there is to do like we have, they're still going to be waiting the same amount of time for more new stuff to come out as we are. And even though it's not necessarily the most fun thing to think about or have to accept, games like these need newer players in order to survive and continue getting interest and funding, right? So, while I of course agree that it's very important to try and do things that will satisfy and make veterans appreciate, like, you do have to do a balance of the two if you want to adequately, you know, keep the game supported in the long term. I think that I can't say too much on this, but I think that once people see some of the greater plans for Year 7, or they elaborate on some of those things they teased in the video, veteran players might be a bit more happy, but I don't know. at the end of the day, as we know, this game has a relatively small team for a looter shooter, and that's not going to change overnight. So
Serious trauma.
we will just have to see what they're planning and what people think about it.
Back online.
That last death was brutal. Okay. Oh, I thought that hit him for sure.
Vital signs critical.
Got him. There we go. I need some crit
Holy
refactor
shit.
pieces.
You did it. You reached the top. That's incredible. Come back to Hades.
Thank you, Kelso.
You deserve a break. I kind of can't believe you finished that. I know I don't have the stamina for that kind of ordeal.
All right, what did I miss? Leonard said something I've been curious about. What's the benefit of running the lefty? Isn't it the attribute mainly related to skill repair? The lefty gets you perfect sledgehammer. So if you land a grenade on an enemy, they'll take additional damage to armor. And that is a really strong bonus for debuffing enemies. So that's the main reason why I run it. Here we should... Oh, they closed that door? I didn't know they did that. Wait, they block you from going outside now altogether? I thought that was just the inside door that they closed. Is this new? Did people know about that? That's crazy. I actually had no idea. Why can't I was trying to emote, but it won't let me. Congrats on the 100k subs. Hello, 4,000. Thank you so much. Asked last week how difficult it would be for new players to get into the game. Been grinding currently in Countdown, trying to get a blue screen. Hell yeah, man. You're very welcome for the videos and streams. Glad you were able to jump in and get a handle on things. Do you think the DLC missions are going to work like the main game ones? You complete them once, then the Black Tusk invade and the missions reset their story? I don't know is the answer. They didn't tell us that or anything while we got our preview. I would doubt it. I would imagine it would work just like the Warlords ones where they just have the one version. But I don't know. That's definitely new. Yeah, I don't think I had seen that. Yes, people asking about a summit mask drop. I already have all the summit rewards. Wait, these are new too. What is going on? Why are they adding stuff to summit? I feel like you didn't used to be able to see buildings. What? Why are they adding stuff to the summit skybox and layout all these years later? That's so weird. Can you still see there was a time where you could see like a city back behind the building here. I can't really get over there. You can see that thing. They've really done some work to floor 100 of the summit here. Oh, they got rid of it. There used to be like a whole city right back there. But now there's actual skyscrapers to look at. Or other buildings. Those are pre-rendered Brooklyn buildings? Dude, imagine. That would be hilarious. Alright, what am I doing now? Someone's got to keep me on track. They seem to be hyping up the Black Tusk a lot, when it seems like the DLC is going to be about the cleaners and Rikers.
Safe area entered.
Are you talking about the Twitch drops they announced, or how else are they hyping them up? Show the build real quick. There you go. Here, let me give you some better contrast. There you go. Since we are getting a new mask that is dedicated to the Alpha Bridge gear set from Div 1, do you think they should do more of that, creating exotics that are similar to gear sets in the first game? I mean, my thing is always, does it make sense? Like, I think for Alpha Bridge, that makes sense to sacrifice an exotic slot to get that kind of an ability. But if they were ever to bring something back like defense, I think that makes more sense to make that its own gear set than an exotic. So yeah, it depends. Is it true that old side missions will be repeatable on the DLC? There's been no confirmation of side missions that are not a part of Brooklyn, like ones in Warlords in the base game. I don't believe they're doing anything there. But the new side missions in the DLC will be replayable, yes. All right. Do another landmark. Can do. But yeah, I might want to do some countdown. Because I need more refactor pieces with crit. I need east and to kill more people.
Access complete.
Oh my goodness. I unmuted and I just had the largest hiccup I think I've ever had in my life. Sorry about that. Old Knight said, is the DLC on sale yet? There's a few places that it's popping up. For example, Best Buy has the Xbox pre-orders, but widely no. The Twitch drops, and also waking up Schaefer right before the DLC release. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Aikido, I can like guarantee you that they didn't do like major story, like changing the entire story and missions of the DLC did not happen in the little 3-month delay that they had. The story pitch of the DLC has been the same since the beginning. But again, I think some people are having a hard time separating between what the main like beginning premise of the DLC is and what might happen throughout it, right? Just because the premise is the cleaners are invading Brooklyn and we have to stop that does not mean that other things can't happen as we go on, right? So, all of our answers are going to be revealed in a week's time. We'll see what plays out.
Incoming hostiles detected.
In the fire.
What you doing up there, dude? Still trying to figure it out. I'm hyped and impatient. No, you're all good. And I mean, that's, you know, when we've been speculating on this stuff for so long, of course there's going to be
Detecting additional hostile
expectations and predictions and all that stuff, so it is all good.
airburst seeker mine detected.
Tango's in my sight.
Contaminated gear detected. Now detecting contaminated gear. Landmark
Got that.
cleared.
Extract 3 contaminated items. 1, 2. 3.
Contaminated gear detected.
We got an exotic component out of that chest. That's nice. Do you miss the old EB over the current one we have now? Oh, of course I do. Yeah, the original form of the Eagle Bear was awesome. It was also pretty darn overpowered. But yeah, it was cool. Okay. Can't jump there. What stories from the Division universe would you want to be told more? Different locations you want to learn about characters that never got a spotlight? I mean, I will always advocate for more stuff with April Kelleher. I think she's rad, and we haven't seen her now in the real world. She hasn't popped up in anything in 6 years. So, I would always advocate for more April stuff for sure.
Chopper inbound. Extraction.
Got my first exotic on the Brooklyn chest. It was the Oxpecker, so sad. R.I.P. Free component.
Bravo Tango in.
What's up, Joshua? Getting back into the game after 4 years of college business. Well, welcome back, dude. Have no clue what builds are good, but seems like everyone plays Striker. Is Memento still best in slot? Not necessarily best in slot, but it's still very good. Like, they haven't changed anything about it. I think if you're purely dictating by like best for damage, then typically people run the Striker backpack and like a chest piece with Obliterate, something like I have here. But I still run this version of Striker a lot with Memento and some of that stuff. So Striker and Memento is a plenty good combo.
Extraction helo. Almost within range. Now detecting contaminated gear. Helo arrived.
I should probably pick up a... I'm pretty sure DZ resources count as a contaminated item, but just in case, we'll get that one too. Not a problem, Joshua.
Pickup initiated.
Thanks for the response about the cache thing. No problem.
30 seconds left.
Was that about the inventory overflow deal? Could always check out the Warlock build on the channel. They very well could. Hermes' own creation.
And then we go.
Our prior objectives here to stay. And which ones do you recommend running? I'm just doing whichever gives me the most XP. Yes, they're here to stay. That's a permanent feature of the game. And really, you can do whatever you want. That's kind of the beauty of them, right? Is that they give you rewards for playing any game content.
Helo is headed back.
Some people swear by doing the stronghold ones. They say that those, like, you get a lot from those, and you can run a stronghold in 15 minutes or something. So a lot of people like that. I like doing PvP ones just because I like running around and doing quick PvP objectives. But really, you can just do whatever you enjoy. What's the deal with Battle for Brooklyn? What do you mean, Phoenix? There's a lot of deal with it. The question I want answered is, how did Keener go from a mass murderer in the first game to a saint in the second game? I wouldn't call him a saint. He's very much an anti-hero, right? But I would say a combination of retconning and
Dark zone.
they expanded on his backstory, like why did he do those events that he did in the past? It's because he realized after a while that the greater evil is not the Division, but it's the Black Tusk and the Cabal and this greater world power that's trying to take over. But I definitely would not classify him as a saint. I can't seem to find it on my PlayStation Store. Yeah, pre-orders have not gone live yet, Phoenix, and it's unclear if they're really going to push pre-orders much at all. I mean, there's no bonus for pre-ordering, so they very well might just open it on day one for people to buy. There's not a big pre-order push for this. You can get any raid exotic from the Brooklyn caches? Yes. With a very low drop rate, though. It's only 0.5%, so
Reception limited.
you have a chance to, but it's very rare. I'm a Div 1 returning player. Welcome back. 1 month in Div 2, already great build. Oh, you're talking about should you buy the DLC? I mean, it's, you know, it's more content, really, at the end of the day. I don't think there's a huge pressure to buy it on launch if you're still playing through the other stuff that the game has to offer. You can give it some more time and think about it, but yeah, it's more story. You get a new skill. There's an exclusive exotic tied to it, so there is stuff of value. But again, I don't think it's a... You don't need to, like, rush to play it if you're still going through the rest of Div 2's content.
Incoming hostiles detected.
Joshua, I can throw the link in the chat. It's a video I put together a while ago. Let me clear this out. Good lord. Why are you hiding in there, man? Corporal waits.
Now detecting contaminated gear.
Let me grab the link.
Landmark cleared.
Priority objective available, Agent.
Alright, there you go. If people want to see Hermes' build creation that we highlighted here on the channel, the link is in the chat. By the way, we passed over 200 likes. Thank you all so much for that.
Nearby. DZ drop.
Appreciate it very much. That could be bad, no pre-ordering. I feel like, I don't know. A lot of people believe that pre-ordering is just a scummy tactic by publishers and developers other people then say no pre-orders and they're freaking out. I don't think there's any. That sounds like a no-win scenario to me. What's going on, Zane? Good to see you.
Incoming
Hope you had a solid day of work. Can you briefly talk more about the expertise percentage upgrade? If I have a rifle with 14% and 1 expertise level, will that be upgraded to 15%? So expertise is its own separate upgrades. So if you see right here under my core attributes, I have 15% assault rifle damage, but then expertise gives you additional base weapon damage. So they're 2 separate sliders. Expertise levels will not increase your core attribute 1 from 14 to 15, but it will give you its own separate 1% weapon damage boost. Hopefully that makes sense. Returning player taking a break from Destiny 2. Been following you for builds and guides. Keep it up. Mark, thank you so much, man. We're happy to have you over here. Hope you're enjoying. You came at a good time with the DLC launch. We get far less of those than Destiny does, but we're excited for it. I can't remember, did they have pre-orders for Woni? Yes, they did. But pre-ordering Warlords also gave you a bonus. Like, they had the Enforcer shotgun, and they had other stuff, whereas Brooklyn does not have any pre-order bonuses. So that's one big reason why I don't think they're that worried about getting them out there. All right. More summits. I would rather not. I kind of want Countdown. I think this is going to be Descent. I could do 1 Descent loot, though. That's easy. Oh, it is Countdown. Perfect. Because I need to grind some Refactor in Countdown. If anybody on Xbox would like to run Countdown, I'm probably going to do a few runs of that. Feel free to throw your Xbox gamer tag in the chat if you want an invite. What do I want to run, though? Guess I could just do this. I put together my fit that I'm going to run next week for Brooklyn with this build. It's going to be good. Yeah, anyone on Xbox who wants to run some heroic Countdown, feel free to drop your gamer tag in the chat. I'll get you in. Aikido, you know I always want the the premier derp on the squad. Looks like we got Kozik. We'll get Aikidos. We got Grim. All right, let me switch to the screen while I invite people. Yeah, Trev, if I'm still live when you hop on, let me know in the chat and I'll get you in. Actually, I should probably create the Countdown group. We got a lot of people throwing their names in. All right. Got Kozik the Ghost. Invite to game. We've got Grim. $2,659. Here we go. Jedi. Sorry, folks. We'll switch back to the game in just a second. I'm getting everybody in. That should be everybody then. If cool. Sophia, I think I got you in if that was your name. Alright, we should be set.
Looking good, Agent.
Hopefully it was the right one, Sophia. There was like 10 names that popped up when I typed in that gamer tag. Alright, everyone's got their target loot set. These are the mods I want. Yeah. Do I want ongoing? Maybe I want striker. Maybe I'll do this with contractors instead. Or I'll just run lefty, actually. Should probably do one more crit chance mod, unless these are all. No, there we go. Alright, now we should be good. Oh, I'm sorry, Sophia. If there's like a specific number or something tied to it, let me know and I can get you in on the next one. Because we'll probably do a few of these. Retro said, what games are you looking forward to playing in the next year or two? Arc Raiders is a big one. Very excited for that. The Division Resurgence. No, that's a silly answer. I don't know. I honestly don't play a ton of games outside of Division or like PvP games. So I mean, I'm excited for Arc Raiders. I am excited for Resurgence. Other than that, I don't know. I don't have a ton that are like at the forefront, to be honest with you. I wish they could bring back the good old Hunter Final Kill animation. I know. That was sick. Yeah, I'm always on Xbox, Camille. That's my platform.
Communication relay offline.
What did Titan say? I got the RAV from a Brooklyn Activation cache. Nice. Congrats.
Rikers have taken the power plant. Not sure what they're trying to do with the nuclear
Split
reactor,
Gate 2.
but they
True, I did like the
safety
first one.
protocols.
I saw they're coming out with that. By the way, we still have 350 people hanging out. I appreciate it, folks.
hostiles activated. 15 minutes lockdown.
High levels of radiation detected. Commence operational lockdown.
Eagle Bear drop last week in the DZ for me. Nice, Ellie. I'm very jealous. But congrats, that's awesome. I'm using with Brace and really cooking with it. Nice. Yeah, weapon handling with the Ravenous makes it quite fun. One combo that I enjoy, Titan, is what's it called? What is that gear set called? Breaking Point, where when you reload you get a huge amount of weapon handling and weapon damage. It's basically a laser beam once that goes up. Can't get me. Cooling tower, turbine. You should probably get turbine first. Recently got into the Division 2 because of you. Well, that's awesome, Jax. Happy to have you. What do you recommend I do to get to get my last 9 levels? Do you mean expertise levels or just levels to get to level 40? Love that as a content creator you don't always use God roll max expertise builds and still make it work. Appreciate it, Sean. I mean, quite honestly, I don't really think of well, of course I think of myself as a content creator, but I think of myself as a player first. Like, I just use what I enjoy and have fun with and what I like to do, you know? So yeah, I try and just show the realistic side of that. What do I play with? What's it actually rolled as? All that stuff. But I'm glad you like it.
Area secure.
Alright, that was easy. Move on to cooling tower. What's going on, Jive? Good to see you, man. Does Heroic Countdown drop loot with higher stats than challenging? The way that they handle difficulty in this game is that every difficulty has the chance to drop God-rolled items. Like, you can even play on normal and get stuff that's God-rolled. But the higher in difficulty you go, the higher the minimum possible values will be. Right? So it is statistically more likely that playing on Heroic over Challenging will give you better rolls overall, right? That's basically how they do it. So yes, you, in theory, will get better loot playing on Heroic Countdown than you will Challenging. Challenging is still very good, though. The only reason I play on Heroic is I like the gameplay challenge of it. Especially with how powerful modifiers make us, I think Heroic just feels fun. But for most cases, Challenging is the most efficient Countdown farm. Just completed Coney Island. What's the context of Chernenko? Chernenko was a guy from the Division 1 story. He was a virologist that had potential information on creating a cure or doing, being maybe involved with the creation of the green poison. And so Keener kidnapped him in Division 1 and then obviously, yeah, at Coney Island in Div 2, we get to rescue him back. But he helped Keener create the Eclipse virus that you see when you play through Warlords of New York.
Hostile detected.
So kind of complicated lore there, but that's the basic gist.
Hostile computer detected.
Good lord. More crit, perfect. When you were in Sweden, were you lucky enough to meet the legend himself, Julian Garrity? Julian was the one person that we did not get to meet because he was on vacation.
Neutralized.
I remember we went there the first day, and I asked someone, I'm like, is Julian here? Are we going to get to see him? But he was on vacation at the time in which we visited, unfortunately.
Area secure.
Agent, you can access the waste area.
On to
Do me a favor and take
Contain
a
it.
decontamination shower before you come back to base.
got our prio objective done there.
Priority objective available.
Let's see. Jax was asking about just regular levels to get to 40.
Agent, you've reached the waste
If
area.
you own
I need you
Warlords,
to
I think
secure the
Warlords is a
radioactive
plenty
material to
sensible way
override
to
the
go
lockdown
from 30 to
protocols.
40. You obviously get the lore context and you get more new content to play through. If you do not own Warlords, really it's kind of up to you. I think utilizing priority objectives is a really solid way to do it. That's the system within your season menu here that opens up at level 30. You can get extra what am I trying to say? Levels for doing that. But yeah, you could then go through the post-campaign missions like at Coney Island or the Pentagon to get levels, or you could just grind open world stuff with priority objectives. I mean, the choice is really yours. But my main thing is that if you own Warlords, that's a solid way to progress.
That should be the source of the leak. Now we just need to seal those tanks.
What are we doing? Oh, we have to hack the controls. That was lucky. I didn't know they were going to spawn there. Yeah, not a problem, Jax. Livid, how you doing? Very good to see you. I'm doing very well indeed. I know it's been a long time no talk. I was checking out your Onslaught GE video yesterday. I saw you passed 7,000 subs. That's awesome. It's been really cool to see that you've gotten all the recognition that's deserved for the Division 1 stuff. That's amazing.
Great work. Now just seal that bunker and stop exposing your team to not so low doses of radiation.
Done.
Detected.
all this stuff.
5 minutes to lockdown.
Sort through it once I'm
Good
back
work,
at the
Agent.
base.
You saved the plant. Move to extraction point. Helo is ready when you are. Shoot a flare to signal Taurus.
I gotta make the long run over to
Levels detected.
the extraction.
Protocols in effect.
I gotta pick at these drops though. Run! What's up, dearly departed? Destiny 2 refugee here. Started playing again about a week ago. After being gone for a few years, lots to do. Thanks for all the vids. Are helpful. Excited for the new DLC. You're very welcome. We're happy to have you. Welcome over from Destiny. The thing that I always have to stress to Destiny players is do not expect the amount of content that y'all get over here.
Get on that
Unfortunately,
helo. You've got hunters
we don't have
incoming.
quite the amount of funding or dev team size, but we do have the new DLC coming out, which is amazing. We're all very excited for it, so hopefully you are too, and we're happy to have you. Get him. Nice. Oh, here we go. This is my favorite part of Countdown, when they all just rush up. Just straight carnage. Screw it, we're hopping on air.
Online.
Is this any better than me running the blue screen? Probably not, but it feels cool. Oh, that hunter just beamed me off.
Serious trauma detected. Agent down.
It's too fun. After Bungie fumbled Art Raiders. God, that's a damning name. They're never gonna get away from that. That whole situation is so messy. Everyone's enjoying Livid stuff, as they should.
Taurus sees you. Helo inbound.
I'm a Division 1 and 2 vet just with a Destiny name. Well, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with enjoying both franchises. I played Destiny before Division ever came out. I love Destiny. I just don't play it as much anymore. Watch your videos all the time, learned a lot. Happy to hear it. If they were going to put an exotic from Div 1, which one would you want most from me? It would be the Alejandro. I think I would probably pick the Alejandro as well. I've gotten that question before, and I'm pretty sure that was my answer. It was just a really unique gun, and obviously it's its own model. It wasn't available as a high-end weapon in Div 1. So I would love to see the Alejandro. Let's get it. I'm going to check my drops, and then I'll invite all those people back who were just in if y'all want to run again.
Keep working
And Sophia,
together
if you
like
want
that,
in on this
and we
run,
may actually keep the lights
maybe
on
just
this
double
week.
check if you have any like name or numbers after your name. Because sometimes if people have the same gamer tag, they'll like put a little hashtag code afterwards. I'll try and get you in.
Entering safe area.
What did we get? Weapon handling. Okay. So I still need holster and... Yeah, we got that. And gloves with crit. Oh, we have a crit damage option. That's nice. But I need mask and holster with crit rolls. Dearly, this was actually just a striker setup with blue screen. But it's still very fun. What's going on, Tyler? Good to see you, man. I think that's Descent. No, maybe this is Countdown again? Dang it! I don't know my values. Oh well. Alright. Let's do this. I'm going to switch to this screen real quick. I'll invite everybody back in. Okay, perfect, Sophia. I'll search that up. Yeah, Grim. Invite to game. Kozik the Ghost. I think that was everyone there, and then I want to search up. There we go. I think I found you, Sophia. Just sent you an invite. Switch back here. Redacted said, what build are you going for? I have an idea for smart cover, which of course we get next week, where the idea is to have full damage, but then I'm also running Refactor to allow the turret to heal me, because I'm going to get overcharged with Mechanical Animal, which will buff smart cover and my damage by a lot, but it also then gets me overcharged for the turret, which then heals me a lot, and then Memento buffs them both. That's the idea. Is it going to work? I have no idea, but I need to get Refactor pieces with crit to test it out. All right, that should be everybody. Let's do it. First time catching a stream in a minute. I'm certainly doing well, Tyler. I won't speak for anybody else. But good to see you. Glad you're able to make it by. You're either going to be OP or a wet noodle. That's pretty much how most builds go, yeah. So we'll see. Can I add you as a friend? Sure. Always free to do it. I can't promise you that I will have a ton of time to play with people. That's always kind of the disclaimer that I give. But, yeah, people are free to add me or do whatever they'd like. What's going on, Swifty? How you doing? Come on, matchmaking. Find us some people. Managing both games is difficult, but with the armor set bonuses and weapon world tiers coming to Destiny, I'm excited to make builds like you can in this game finally. Yeah, I saw some of the stuff that they're planning with the new expansion. Definitely seems like some loose Division inspiration from there. Of course, Division didn't create the idea of set bonuses. plenty of games have done it before, but yeah, I'm interested to see what their take on it is. All right, I need to reset this. Gotta go up to the pilot. Jay Awesome, no, there is no crossplay in Div 2. Unfortunately. There we go. If you ever have that issue where you can't get people to join Countdown, sometimes you just have to stop and restart the matchmaking. And then it works right away. Best farm to get the St. Elmo's engine. The best way would typically be to play Countdown, what I'm doing right now. Set your target loot to assault rifles, and then hopefully you'll either get it to drop, or you can spend then the currency that you get from that on exotic caches back at the base at the Countdown vendor. If you're still active in like an hour, can I join? 100% people are always able to join these redacted, but I probably will not be live anymore in an hour, unfortunately. Hopefully next time, though. Could it drop in challenging?
Reactor unstable. Emergency lockdown.
I was trying to see what you're referring to. Do you mean the...
Trojan virus
Or what are you referring to?
protocols activated.
Expletive? Hope I'm saying your name right. What are you trying to get from, what are you trying to get? Oh no, he singled me out.
Assistance needed. Agent out of mission.
Where are you running? I've never seen him get that far. Should do a 24-hour stream. I don't know if I have it in me. I know a lot of people do that, and frankly, I'm shocked that they're able to. I've been live for 2.5 hours now, and my voice is already like quite sore. I don't know how people go for that long. But I imagine that next week's stream with the Brooklyn launch will probably be my longest stream to date, because I'm going to try and play as much of it while live as possible. But I will probably be talking significantly less, because again, I don't know how people go for as long as they do. It's tough. Yeah, exactly, Livid. I don't know how people do that. It's crazy. Lexington and St. Elmo. So the Lexington you can't get to drop in the game. That was a grant that the devs did. They have said they want to bring it back, but we don't know when or how yet. The St. Elmo's, yes, you can get that from any difficulty. Your chances for exotic drops do go up depending on how high you play on. So you can get it from even normal or hard. What do we got? Turbine. We'll just do that again. Pre-orders are not yet up for the DLC, Tyler. While they're starting to pop up, I linked a video at the top of the chat that goes over some of those things. For example, Best Buy has them up right now for Xbox, but widely there are not pre-orders available yet. And I don't know if they really care about making them a huge thing, because there's no pre-order bonus for getting the DLC. So I don't know if they're really pushing them that hard this time around.
Assault turret detected. Hostile incinerator turret detected.
They're all spawning up there.
High-risk target approaching.
Why does he keep going in and out of cover like that?
Area secure.
I enter and RG goes down. Must be a correlation there. Yeah, probably. What's up, Satanta? Very good to see you. NL, how's it going? What are your thoughts on a PvE DZ? I hope there never is one. That's just my personal thought. I know a lot of people want it. That's totally okay. I'm not going to claim that my opinion is the only one or the right one, but I believe the DZ should always be PvEVP. That's how it was designed and intended.
System breach initiated.
I'll finish that agent.
I don't know, Postman. I feel like that's a somewhat common thing. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's a thing that the industry has done for a while. Are the modifiers available right off the bat after launch, or is there a completion of some sort involved?
10 minutes to log.
So the way that they roll out modifiers for new seasons is that you can access the global one right away. That'll be available right at the start, but then you have to go through the seasonal journey to unlock your active and passive mods.
Critical systems exposed.
Oops, I didn't mean to jump there. I was trying to go up the ladder.
Data transfer halted.
Jacob Striker is pretty much the all-around build that people use for everything. What's going on, Eclipse? Good to see you as well. Thank you for being here. Wouldn't it be cool if to have more countdown maps? The idea behind it is cool. Totally. I made a video a while ago how I thought it would be cool in Div 3 if they kind of converted the countdown idea to some sort of system. I think in that video I called it like expeditions, where, you know, once or twice a year they add a new expedition that's like a... It takes the idea of countdown, but it doesn't have to be countdown specifically, where it's like 15-minute sessions of whatever the scenario is. I think in that video I said maybe there's a dam breaking down that you have to try and save within 15 minutes. Of course, you have the power plant idea, but I definitely think and hope that the countdown idea is expanded upon in the future.
Agent, you've reached the administration building. I need
Yeah,
you to
no
fix
worries,
the
Jonelle.
comms.
I mean, to expand upon it, I can't talk. Expand upon it a little bit more, because I know I gave a kind of curt answer.
Protocols active.
The idea behind the PvE DZ is that people don't want to engage in PvP, right? I think the first thing that should probably happen to make people feel like they don't have to go into the Dark Zone if they don't want to is that I don't think there needs to be exclusive loot in the Dark Zone to try and entice people to go in there, right? What the Dark Zone should have, in my opinion, is better incentive for farming. The way that they have exotic components in the Dark Zone right now is pretty smart, I think, where it's technically the best way to farm them by going to the Dark Zone chest. You have a higher chance to get them, but they're not exclusive, right? If you want to get exotic components elsewhere in the game, you can do that. Same idea with the raid exotics. If you want to get those, you can go in there, or you can go to their original intended source, and you have a better chance to get them that way. So I guess that's kind of backwards of what I just said, but I think you get the idea, right? Like, you don't need to have a bunch of exclusive items to try and force people to PvP, but if you're willing to take on the risk of PvP, then you get rewarded with better chances for materials or drops or whatever it is. And so by making it so that there's nothing exclusive in there, I don't think you then need a PvE Dark Zone because that's just playing the rest of the game, right? The entire rest of the game is PvE only.
Now, just need you to
So.
find another server.
That's kind of my thought. Again, there's a wide range of opinions there. A lot of people don't agree, and that's all good.
Warning. System breach. Initiating safety protocol.
Target detected.
Sorry, I'm trying to look through all the chats that I've missed. Razor, what's up, man? Good to see you. Are Hasbro builds viable against the new Purple Flame system? I imagine they are, but I did not get to test that specifically when I played the demo. We did not have any kind of specialized builds to really test out. But at the very least, you should be immune from the actual fire itself, and that'll help you deal overall with the with the debuff, right?
Warning. System breach. Initiating safety protocol.
Hostile incinerator turret.
Did I not get
detected.
this? I thought I did. There we go.
Evacuate the facility. 5 minutes to lockdown.
Communication system shutdown initiating. Override safety protocols.
High drops of shade calibration, exotic components, and raid exclusives for sure. Yeah. Even if it's like, you know, let's give a hypothetical in Division 3 that for rare materials and whatever, it's 20% more efficient to farm in the Dark Zone than the rest of the content. That's fine by me. As long as it's more efficient to farm in the DZ compared to elsewhere, that's what I think is important. Because you're taking on the risk of PvP. There should be a reward in some way. But we don't need to make stuff exclusive in there so that people who don't want to PvP feel like they're forced into. I don't think that's a very good system either.
System rebooted. Communications restored.
I'm looking for those red drops.
Nice. The plant's secure. Now let's get you out of there. Move to the extraction point. Torres is waiting for your signal. Shoot off a flare when you're ready to come home.
Alright, my voice is really giving out. It's not liking me today. How do you ensure to the players of the PvP that there's no cheating? Well, you can't, right? I mean, that's just a reality across. Even games that are PvP exclusive still have cheaters. That's a problem that no game has solved. Are there steps that could be taken to improve the amount of anti-cheat and the amount of sanctions given out to cheaters in the division currently? Absolutely.
System malfunctioning.
But you'll never ensure that there are no cheaters. At least not now.
Heavily armed hostiles
Maybe in 10 years they'll design some crazy new anti-cheat software that's done it, but that's just not a thing you can do right now.
System restored. System curtailed. Serious trauma.
Why is the hunter shooting me? I wasn't shooting him. That's just rude.
System
Pop a flare when you're ready for the fire to turn into action.
I really didn't, Tyler. I don't know why it's not agreeing with me. I've been pretty good at my voice the last few days. I mean, I'm trying to make sure I'm all set for next week. That's when it's really gonna matter. Easy. Hey, thank you, John L. I appreciate you tuning in, man. Good chatting.
Victoria's inbound on your location. Hold tight. She'll get you.
Hey, Rogue, I got a quick question. When I bought D2, it came with the 1E expansion. Will it also include the Brooklyn expansion? No. You will need to buy Brooklyn separately.
Take you home, Agent.
GG. Glitching or cheating isn't as bad or common on Xbox or PlayStation, though. I mean, aside from in-game glitch abuse. Yeah, no, it's significantly better. I've personally not ran into too many issues. But PC is the big offender. King, I believe that issue is fixed.
Safe area detected.
The chest issue in Reactor. To the best of my knowledge, it was, but I don't know 100% certain. But I'm pretty sure. Dang it. Headshot damage again. Alright, well, big shout out to the people who ran those 2 countdown runs. That was very fun. I think I'm going to do one loop of Descent quick to get that, and then I'm going to invite people in who potentially need these drops in the hopes that I get them. I don't know that I will, but we'll see.
Backup request. Shade tech prohibited. Access denied. Deactivating shade protocols. Entering combat simulation program. Simulation activated.
Let's do an M16, hell yeah.
Room selected. Difficulty rating easy. Hostile construction initiated.
I didn't receive Twitch drops from the last event. Any idea who I can contact about that? UB support is always the best option. I've heard some people were able to talk to them and get theirs. But yeah, that would be your best bet. I never got mine either, but frankly, I didn't think the cosmetics looked all that cool, so I don't really care to go through the hassle.
Console active.
Yeah, no problem, Sophia. Thank you for jumping in there. That was fun.
Entering new location. Difficulty rating medium. Hostile
What would be a fast way to get your shade level up?
Hostile spawn.
Um,
Highlighted doors.
Open world,
Hostile construction initiated.
what are they called? Public execution activities with as many directives as you can handle is typically a really good way. But also just the XP events that they run nowadays are really good. So if you can wait to play on a 3 times or 5 times event, you'll shoot up there really quickly. Are they going to bring back apparel events of past with the Brooklyn DLC? I don't know. I do not know.
Console.
Well, apparel events themselves I don't believe can run anymore. With Seasons 2.0 they kind of got rid of that. But I know they said they want to try and bring apparel events back in some way. So they're looking into it. Fabio, how you doing, man? Very good to see you.
Enter new location. Difficulty rating. Easy. Hostile construction.
Yeah, I agree,
initiated.
Bacon. Hopefully they can come up with some better
Constructing
protections there.
hostile combatant.
It's not good. Will the Division ever go down the road of infected or zombies? Probably not. The devs have said that's not the kind of world or storytelling they're interested in. So most likely no.
Console online. Entering new room.
I got you, Akito. I mean, as you saw last week, I got none. So that's probably what will happen again. But in case I do,
Constructing hostile combatant.
then we'll do it that way.
Hostile construction initiated.
This is the karma for making fun of the game.
Console online.
Full explosions.
Supply station activated. Entering new room. Difficulty rating. High value target. Hostiles constructing. Hostile spawn from highlighted doors. Hostile construction initiated. Immediate medical assistance needed.
That's a lot of damage. I picked about the worst gun possible. Will the unclaimed vanity items and extended caches be available through the loot cache system once the DLC arrives? I wouldn't count on that. I don't know is the answer, but I wouldn't rely on that. If you have the ability to claim them before the season ends, I would do so. Got lucky with an Eagle Bearer drop from the caches. Nice, dearly. Very lucky indeed. So I figure I might as well just keep going to the Nemesis because I'll get the weekly project done and get a bunch more season XP that way. So this will be the last big thing we do.
Electrical hazard simulation activated. Room selected. Difficulty rating easy. Constructing hostile. Hostile construction initiated. Console online.
Do more handling. Rogue flying through descent here. And here's me not being able to make it past loop 3. I know, some people struggle with descent. It's a very different type of experience for sure.
Entering new room. Difficulty rating medium. Constructing hostile combatant. Hostile construction initiated.
I feel like I'm going to say your name wrong no matter how I say this. Let's make it sound regal. Gugaius. I know it's probably not how I say it, but thank you very much for the $2 super chat for making descent look easy. You're very welcome. No, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. I think it's kind of funny that so many people struggle with descent. I need to make like a descent tips guide for 2025. I thought about doing that a while ago. Anyway, thank you very much for that. That's very kind. Ooh, we get a boss. Why not?
Entering new location. Difficulty rating.
You can get the Eagle Bearer from exotic caches. Not from exotic caches, Silent, but the Brooklyn activation caches that are available right now through the Brooklyn Stretch Goal event on the Season Pass. You can get it from that with a very low drop chance.
I need some covering fire.
Yeah, staying suppressed there is not helping you out.
Console online. Supply station activated.
Lieutenant Eclipse, you have my blessing. You have my very best RNG luck I can muster. I believe in you. Yeah, Carbon's very right. If you play too defensively in Descent, it is pretty easy to get overwhelmed. You gotta try and be
Entering new
aggressive.
room. Difficulty rating easy. Constructing hostile combatant. Hostile construction initiated.
Trying to get that box out of the way.
You're not going.
Console available.
Ikito, you'll have to plead with Yannick. Just be like, I'm sorry. I just need the RNG, please. How do you do so much damage? I pretty much always try and prioritize damage talents, so I already have 3 stacks of Vigilance, which is 30% damage from that. I got Optimist and Adaptive Instincts, so I got a lot of damage talents going already.
Activating chemical hazard. Room selected. Difficulty rating. High value target. Constructing hostile combatant.
What's up, OG?
Hostile
Good to see you.
construction
I'm just
initiated.
wrapping up, doing a few last things for Season Pass XP to get stretch goals levels. And the reason why my journey says complete, but the progress won't start in the next one. Yeah, it's a UI issue. You need to complete at least 6 of the actual objectives on the checklist. The problem is that bar counts it individually. So it might say complete when you only have 5 things done. So make sure you actually have 6 things complete, and then it will let you manually complete the tier and claim the rewards. Did not mean to get caught on fire by that. Oh, that didn't hit him. There we go. Hermes is back. What's going on, Ken? I'm doing well, man. Very excited for next week. It's hard. It would be hard for me not to be. I'll put it that way. How are you doing? Eclipse, I hope to hear, man. Good luck.
Entering new location. Difficulty rating. Easy. Hostile construction.
Oh, no problem,
initiated.
Swifty. Yeah. No, Resurgence never got canceled. They've been working on it.
Hostile combatant.
At Ubi's latest investors call the other day, they said that it is slated to release within this fiscal year, which runs from now until March 31st of 2026. So, in the next 10 months, we should have Resurgence. Assuming nothing goes wrong. Ooh, that was a wonderful explosion. I really want to do another boss, but I don't have the... I need to get the percentage points, so I'm not doing a 5th loop.
Room selected. Difficulty rating. Medium. Constructing hostile combatant. Hostiles constructing.
I haven't played
Hostiles spawn
Descent. Can
from
you explain the
highlighted doors.
mode and rewards briefly? So it's a roguelite, which, if you've never played a genre of that game, you basically start out with nothing, and you grind out power. It's just for that run only. But then whenever you die, you get to retain some of the power for the next run, is essentially the concept of a roguelite. So in here, you start out with nothing, you build up talents every room you go through, which allow you to get more and more powerful. You can get way more powerful in this mode than you can in the main game. And then you try and see how high you can go. There's no end to Descent. You can go infinitely. And then as far as rewards, you get caches based on how far you go. There's then a vendor that you can spend more currency at afterwards too. One of the incentives is that they have reconstructed caches, which let you get blueprints for like named items that you can't normally in the game.
Hostile combatant.
I would say that's the general, that's the
Construction initiated.
overall gist of the mode. Waiting for the DLC if and when sales open. Yeah, the general conclusion is that they're probably not going to do a whole lot of pre-orders. There's some that have popped up, like on Best Buy. But since you don't get a pre-order bonus, I don't think they care a ton about getting those going super early.
Active. Supply station activated.
What is Resurgence? Resurgence is the mobile spin-off game that they've been working on. So it's only going to be on iOS and Android, but it takes place on the Division 1's map. It has, honestly, a lot of improvements over the Division 2, which is kind of funny. But it also has a bit more of a pay-to-win model. It's not quite ideal in terms of monetization.
Difficulty rating easy.
But that's pretty
Hostiles
standard for
constructing.
mobile
Hostiles
games.
spawn from highlighted doors. Constructing hostile
If you're
combatants.
curious, I have videos on the channel of it back from the beta. You can see the gameplay and all that.
Console online.
No problem, Danny. Been grinding the hell out of Hades and Hades 2. Nice. I don't know if I would go out of my way to find another roguelite experience in its own game,
Poison gas hazard.
but I like this enough for being connected to Div 2.
Selected. Difficulty rating high value target. Hostiles constructing. Hostile spawn from highlighted doors. Hostile construction initiated.
Hello. If you could pick the plot of the next novel series in the Division universe, what story would it follow? Well, that's lame that I can't pick April, man. Why are you excluding my choices? Ooh. Decoy and Riot Phone. I gotta go with Riot. I have to pick a novel that's not April. I mean, I feel like you're pretty much then just picking new characters, right? Like, that is what I would pick. I would want to follow someone new or some kind of new story compared to what we've had. I mean, I really enjoyed the Crossroads trilogy for how it highlighted new characters, but also tied it into the main story in some ways. I'd probably pick something like that again. But I don't know if I could come up with a pitch off the top of my head. But I would want to see more new stories, new locations, that kind of stuff. New different regional factions, all that.
Console active.
Will the journey reset next week? Yes, it will. If you have stuff left to do on the journey, do it now.
Entering new location. Difficulty rating easy.
I'm gonna have to go through another loop, aren't I?
Hostile combatant.
Dang it.
Hostiles constructing. Hostile spawn from highlighted doors.
Any word regarding the Division Netflix series that was promised? They're doing a movie. That's what it was always announced as. It was never a series. There's been no news recently. The only thing that I like to emphasize, there's a lot of people out there who seem to believe that it was like definitively canceled. I think there was some weird article that went out that claimed that, even though that's not true. They never canceled it. The last update we had was about 10 months ago in the summer of 2024. The director said it's still on, and they're still working on it, but that there were no updates. So, as far as we know, it's still on, but they have not, there's not been anything super recently on it. Do you have a prep guide for the DLC coming out? I do, Shocker. Let me link it for you in the chat. There you go. I just put the link for it in the chat. Feel free to check that out.
Entering new location. Difficulty rating. Easy.
That's right on pace for the Division franchise, yeah. Unfortunately.
Hostiles constructing. Hostile spawn from highlighted doors. Hostile construction initiated.
Have the devs acknowledged the Infinite Brooklyn cache exploit? Not that I've seen.
Console available.
Oh, I'm going to hit 100 exactly. Wonderful.
Entering new room.
Perfect.
Difficulty rating. Easy. Hostile construction initiated. Hostiles constructing. Hostile spawn from highlighted doors.
I've seen a lot of hazard protection builds popping up, but I feel like it'll not be that way to go next week. Or that'll not be the way to go. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I did loose build recommendations in my prep video, and I had a hazard build in there. I don't think it's going to be a bad option. Like, there is going to be a lot of fire in the DLC, and that will help you with that. But yeah, I'm not going to run that personally on day one. I'm probably going to do a blue screen build is what I think I've settled on. But I don't think hazard will be bad by any means.
Room selected. Difficulty rating. High value target.
Sugar, no, you can get the blue screen in the pool without having done the season stuff. Once the season ends that exotic came with, it then is released into the general loot pool. So you can just farm it in Countdown or whichever way you want to do it.
Serious trauma detected.
That was a little too close for comfort. I'm trying to think of some other deep philosophical questions for you. You really don't have to. You know, giving my poor brain a break isn't a bad idea. Nah, come on. I'm sure you got some good ones in there. All right, Nemi time.
Room selected.
Haven't played since launch. Welcome back, Charles. Can't put the game down to do holiday events and stuff. Would be cool if they did a Halloween event where it's infected and zombies. They do holiday events. Typically, they don't impact the gameplay a ton, though, unfortunately. It's more like there'll be a little project to do where you go and get a holiday-themed reward and whatnot. So far, they've not really done limited time events where it hugely impacts the gameplay.
Curtailed.
Look at that damage. Jeez. Need my riot foam.
System back online.
I suppose it'd be hard to do with the limited team they have, unfortunately. And that's, you know, it sucks that that's the answer and explanation for so many things, but yeah. They are getting slightly better, though. They recently did a Easter event last month where they actually made enemies look visually different. They gave them, like, holographic ears, and then you had to shoot their weak points, and they, like, dropped eggs that you collected. So they're doing stuff that's a little bit more involved. But yeah, nothing quite like doing a dedicated, like, infected mode for Halloween or anything. No, I need my LMG reloaded for that. There we go.
Simulation terminated. Collating data.
Yeah. I'm right there with you, Swifty, and everything you said. All right, here you go, Hermes. This is your last one. Hope you made it good. Given everything we've gotten after Division 2 launch, do you think Gear 2.0 was a good idea? Do you think it was implemented well? Given the choice, would you revert the game back to Gear 1.0?
Simulation program.
God, that's a loaded question. I think it was a good idea for them to make changes in some way, because Gear 1.0, even though it was cool to have talents on every piece and stuff like that, it was pretty imbalanced. So the answer to would I revert to that, no, because I don't think it was a perfect system. Gear 2.0, like,
Hostile control point
is
detected.
pretty sound in terms of its balanced design. I just think it's too simplistic for my taste. So I don't think I would revert. I would just hope that in Division 3 they'd take another swing at deepening things a little bit while trying to keep some of the balance that they achieved. So yeah. That would kind of be my answer. Do you have a video on your blue screen build? Not like a good dedicated one, NL. I've showed it off on a few like specialized videos, like I was doing a master prep video a few weeks ago where I showed it and some of that stuff. But I don't have a dedicated video, unfortunately. Quick question, what shirt is that? It is the Tough Luck hoodie that is available in the store right now. I believe it was 450 premium credits. I was like, this is cool, I'm going to get it. Alright, so let's open these up, and then I'm going to invite anyone who potentially needs raid exotic drops, even though the likelihood is that I will get none, just in case I do get one to drop from one of the caches. Oh wait, is there any other? Let's see. I did that. I needed 3 more agent kills in the DZ to get this one. Let me just go look really quickly, because if there's a bunch of people, I could get that one done too.
Access granted.
Nothing. Nothing. Had to check.
Priority objective
Oh.
available.
Hang on. We got some people here. It looks like they might just be 1v1ing though.
Now entering an invaded dog zone.
I need 3 kills to get the project done. Let's see what we can do. My audio is glitching out terribly right now.
Hostile defender drone detected.
These people are not going to be happy with me doing this.
Immediate medical
This is not the right
assistance
lobby to come into.
Agent out of action. Agent vital signs 0.
Okay, glad you figured it out, Ollie.
Rogue status removed.
This is not gonna, they're gonna camp me so hard.
Entering invaded dog zone.
Listen, I just need some free kills, man. You can't help me out there? Oh, he was so weak.
Signs critical.
I almost had him.
Agent incapacitated.
Hang on, what if I
Detected.
do a little bit of this?
Now entering an invaded dog zone.
Okay, we got one.
Disrupted.
That's a start.
Rogue agent. System restored.
Yeah, I know you guys don't want to fight, but I need to kill you. Like, I need to.
Serious trauma detected.
If you want to fight them, let's fight, but you don't just have to dance around me all day. Oh, this guy's mad. I think that was the one that I killed.
Hostile artificer hive detected.
Where'd he go?
Engaging landmark.
I need 2 kills. But I'm scared. He's got an artificer decoy combo. Please, you guys don't understand. These are for Brooklyn caches, so I can help people get their exotics, okay? It's for a good cause. No, I shouldn't have face tanked that.
Critical. Agent down.
It's for a good cause. I promise.
Safe area entered. Entering invaded dog zone. Landmark engaged.
This guy's my target. He's got low armor. This guy rogue? Oh, he is.
Immediate medical assistance.
See, now they all turned on me. This is not good.
Agent
I made enemies.
Agent vital signs
Alright, sorry. This stream is going on a lot longer than I intended. I just need 2 kills, and then I can get
Invaded dog zone.
more caches to open. Oh, he's up in the...
Engaging landmark.
I see where you are. Good lord, dude. Oh, got another one.
Curtailed. Rogue agent eliminated. Hostile defender detected. System reactivated.
Yeah, don't go and kid up.
System disrupted.
Ugh. So scary.
Rogue agent.
This guy's changed his build twice now. He's really not happy with me. Oh wait, I got him. I got the project. He must have went and died over here. Alright, well then I'm good, man.
Nikolai rogue agent killed.
I'm good, but I kind of want to prove that I could maybe win again. Nope. I shouldn't have opened my mouth. Alright, we're good now.
Agent
Sorry to interrupt
incapacitated.
your, whatever you guys were doing. Feel free to go
Safe area entered.
about your business. Alright. Is there any talk going forward about changes coming to PvP, or have they just abandoned it? I think saying it's been abandoned is a little bit harsh. I mean, they did a full, not full, like mini conflict revamp last year, and they did some big status effect changes in the DZ. The problem is that the team that was assigned to deal with PvP stuff in the game got moved off years ago. And so since then, they haven't quite had the bandwidth or the expertise to really properly deal with it. So over time, they do incremental changes to PvP. It's just not at the scale at what I think we would hope for. All right, got to clear all these out. Oh, of course, you asked another question, Hermes. It'll be the death of me. Where is it? What other systems do you think would be a good idea to deepen in the gameplay in this game? You can take inspiration or ideas from other games if you can't think of one on the spot. That's actually not too hard. One that I gave in a video a long time ago, even though it's trademarked, is that... Excuse me, one second. Sorry. The Nemesis system that they had in like the Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War games, I think it'd be a really cool idea to apply that to like the bounty system that Division has, where bounty targets would like remember you and possibly come up with different tactics to like fight you and stuff like that. I think that would be a pretty cool thing to see. But again, unfortunately, Warner Brothers has it trademarked, so we might not get something like that. That's the noise I hear when my frames die in the DZ. I don't know why. Yeah, that issue with the noise, Akito, has been there for a bit. I don't know why it would affect your frames, though, and not being able to shoot someone. That seems very weird to me. All right. I know Akito claimed a spot. If there's anybody else in the stream who needs the Eagle Bear, Ravenous Bighorn Regulus, or the Ouroboros, any of the items that you can possibly get from these, there is no guarantee that I will get them. It's just in case I do get them from one of these caches, I'd rather give it to somebody who needs it than have it go to waste. Then drop your gamer tag in the chat. I'll get a keto in. Odinson says me. Yeah, just throw your gamer tag in and I'll get you in. Again, it's no guarantee. If I were to get one, then I'm happy to pass them on. Man, I can't wait for a Nemesis to be available for everyone. I know. It's kind of lame to trademark something like that. It'll lose proprietary control in 2036. That's such a long time away, though. Okay, we got a lot of people saying it. Let me start inviting here. Again, I can only take 4, so I'm going to do the first 4. Or first, I can only take 3, rather. I'll do the first 3 names that I see. That's 1. Two. Okay, sorry. There's way more names than I can invite people, but I'm gonna get the first 3. All right. We're all filled up. My apologies to anyone who couldn't make it in. Again, more than likely, I will not get any of the items, so it'll be a big letdown. Just gonna wait for Angel, did you get my invite? There we go.
Another agent is now in your group.
All right, let me go and claim all of these. So we have, what, 5 to open? Of the Brooklyn ones? The thing is, I don't actually know how to, if I were to get one, how would I distribute it? But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Get all these out of the way. All right, 5 caches. Here we go. Nothing out of the first one. Nothing out of the second one. Nothing out of the third one. Oh no. All right. All the RNG is being funneled into this last cache. Come on. Give us something good. Give us something good. Whole lot of nothing. Tough. Well, my apologies, everybody. Like I said, just in case we had gotten one, I wanted to make sure there were people in here who actually needed it, but we got nothing. Sad days. Clear all that out. Indeed. Round of applause for nothing. I'll hit him with the slow clap. There we go. It's a party, even though we got no exotics. This is a good little scene right here. I'll just turn my camera there. That's gonna do it for the stream today, everybody. Again, a little bit less structured maybe than we normally do, but we got some stuff done. Oh, true. We can get the combination for everybody else. Where's my jumping jacks? There we go. But yeah, that's all I've got, folks. Next week is, of course, going to be huge. We got Brooklyn coming out. We don't yet know the like release timing in terms of doing a maintenance and all that, but I'll make a post on the community tab, and it'll be a pretty big stream. So I will see you all then. Of course, I got plenty of videos coming in the meantime. We got the dev stream tomorrow, which is at like 5:30 a.m. my time, but I will not stream it, but I'll watch it and I'll make a recap afterwards. So if you want to see what the devs say about the DLC then, check back on the channel tomorrow for that video. And you know the drill. I got a bunch of stuff cooking. And yeah, Brooklyn next week. It's crazy. So I'll see you all then. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for the generosity, of course, earlier from Hermes, and there were so many people. But as usual, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all very much, and I will see you back soon. Until then, RogueGold out.